Good day everyone! Today we are going to talk about the flexible learning environment. But before going deeper, let's have first the introduction of this lesson. Learning may happen anywhere, not just in a formal classroom settings. Many educational institutions and educators design learning environments that explore the inventive use of distance and time. With the integration of technology and learning domains, teachers and institutions now have more freedom to use time and space in innovative ways, in which it caters the needs and interests of the learners. Distance learning. What comes in your mind when you hear those words? Learning from afar? Learning without a physical interaction? If you say so, then you are right. Distance learning is also called as distance education. It is a form of education that involves the use of technology to facilitate communication and collaboration between the learner and the instructor, despite their distance from one another. This refers to the ability for students to gain access to instructional materials, lectures, and assignments from a distance as well, as take part in discussions and other activities on online forums. And now, let's proceed on exploring the main topic of this lesson. Learning today compared in the past shows a great difference, absolutely. It is not more about the teacher pouring knowledge to students, but they are the ones who guide us, teach us, and are also open to accept that students have knowledge beyond on what they have or what they expect based on their grade level or age, and that the teachers can also learn from the students. So it is like a vice versa or give and take situation. Students learn from the teachers, and teachers can also learn from their students. Also, we are now in a modernized world where we are surrounded by technology, and this has a great influence in our education today, which is undeniable. An educational setting that can adjust to the demands of many learners and accommodate a variety of teaching and learning philosophies is known as the flexible learning environment. It is a setting where students have the options and opportunities to modify their educational experiences based on their unique preferences, interests, and skills because it is flexible. In a flexible learning environment, students are encouraged to actively participate in their education and collaborate with their teachers, peers, and other students to solve challenges and build more knowledge. All learners are intended to benefit from a dynamic, flexible learning environment that is supportive, challenging, and engaging. It is a teaching approach in which it allows the learners to have more control over on their learning experience. A flexible learning environment is more on promoting learner-centered education, not more on teacher-centered education or learning. It is adaptable, collaborative, self-paced, and technology-enabled. A good example of this is having a combination of online and in-person learning activities, or called as the blended learning. This will allow students to learn at their own preferences and also have an interactions with teachers and others. Other example is collaborative learning, where students work together and solve given problem, and they are given the chance to share ideas. They are given the chance to show their learnings. Project-based learning is also an example in which students can demonstrate their understanding towards topic in a creative ways. Online distance learning is not a new concept. It is indeed not a new concept. It is very relatable, especially as a result of the COVID-19 epidemic, which has disrupted conventional classroom-based learning or the traditional learning, making our educational life greatly altered. Flexible learning environments and online distance learning have grown in popularity in recent years. The learners are able to continue their studies despite of not having a face-to-face classes. Online distance learning is flexible, given the fact that students learn at their own pace and time. Learning takes place remotely. It also has many forms such as the fully online courses, blended courses, and massive open online courses or the MOOCs. This kind of learning has advantage as it is accessible, convenient, flexible, and cost effective. However, there are also advantages that we can draw from it, like having hard time when learning the lesson on your own, discipline, time management, especially to those students who are not able to catch up and understand a lesson in just a snap. Also, there are subjects that is not suitable to be taken just online. Take for example in the field of medicine. Our teachers, doctors, and nurses couldn't just learn everything online without a real scenario experiences. Same as with teachers, we can teach without experiences on handling students. The connection is not stable, creating pressures to students. Moreover, from the world online, it means utilizes internet technology, and there are different online platforms that help both teachers and students have a better teaching and learning experiences. Examples are Moodle, Google Classroom, Edmodo, Schoology, and many more. Further explanation shall be discussed by the next reporter. Thank you.
Flexible mode of learning uses different platforms, such as Moodle, Google Classroom, Edmodo, Schoology, and more. First, let's talk about Moodle. Moodle is a free and open source learning management system, written in PHP and distributed under the GNU General Public License. Moodle was created by Martin Dogiamas, founder and CEO of Moodle. Moodle stands for Modular Object-Oriented Dynamic Learning Environment, which is an open source software and is a learning management system that supports teaching and learning. Moodle is used for blended learning, distance education, flipped classroom, and other online projects in schools, universities, workplaces, and other sectors. Moodle is a learning platform used to expand and move existing learning environments online in providing accessible teaching and learning process. A teacher will add resources and activities for their students to complete. It might be a simple page with downloadable documents, or it might be a complex set of tasks where learning progresses through interaction. And that is the Moodle. Another platform is the Google Classroom and Edmodo. Google Classroom is a type of platform we are very familiar with, as it is the current platform we integrate today as a mode of blended learning. Google Classroom is a free service for teacher and students. It is an LMS platform that is accessible to our Google account and can be found as one of the Google apps. You can create classes and perform your roles and functions as a facilitator of learning. The teachers will post activities, tasks, documents, quizzes, and assignments that the students are required to accomplish. It is very accessible to use. Meanwhile, in 2008, Edmodo was created by Nick Berg, Jeff O'Hara, and Crystal Hutler. Edmodo was an educational technology platform for K-12 schools and teachers. Edmodo enabled teachers to share content, distribute quizzes and assignments, and manage communication with students, colleagues, and parents. However, it was shut down on September 22, 2022. Google Classroom and Edmodo were created as apps that can integrate well with classroom activities. The decision lies in the teacher who will determine what works best in her teaching and learning context. Both are amazing tools that can be explored. Next, we have Schoology. Schoology is another LMS founded in 2009 by Jeremy Friedman, Ryan Wong, Tim Trinidad, and Bill Kindler. Like any other LMS, Schoology Learning offers class rostering and grade syncs with the most common SIS. The info that populates the classes, teachers, and students into Schoology comes from PowerSchool. However, the content on the teacher's Schoology pages is created by the teacher to share with students and parents. And that is Schoology. Another recent modality to learning is the Massive Open Online Course, or MOOC. It is a model for delivering learning content online to any person who wants to take a course. It allows one to pursue learning even outside of university or higher education formal structure. Those who are working can enroll in MOOCs with no limit on attendance, and as long as you are willing to learn, you can engage in an area of discipline and learn. It allows interconnectedness among people in the world to discuss and share recent developments in their common field of interest. There are no requirements for admission to these courses. Anybody who has access to the internet can simply go to its website and self-register in the courses on offer. And those are the different platforms and the flexible mode of learning. Now, let us talk about synchronous and asynchronous, the two ways in conducting activities in the mode of flexible learning. Synchronous session is an online chat at real time. Course participants meet in a virtual classroom and discuss a topic in the lesson. So, wherever they are situated in the world, they agree on a scheduled session and log in to join the live class, which is facilitated by the teachers. In this session, the course participants are made to be engaged in the flow of discussion. That is why the online tutor or the teachers has to plan out the instruction guide in facilitating the discourse. Using Skype, Zoom Meeting, and Google Meet are the common platforms we use today. By having the meeting ID and code, we can join the virtual meeting. And that is the application of synchronous session. On the other hand, asynchronous session, this is when questions or tasks are posted and course participants answer the question or post the reply at any time. They can still participate in the discussion by replying to the post. One advantage is that you can take your own time when replying. The LMS mentioned in this lesson has a feature that can allow an asynchronous session, in which I have discussed earlier. Let's take, for example, Google Classroom, which is most familiar with us. We can do a synchronous and asynchronous session as to how the teacher wants to convey the lesson. If you do not use any of this learning management system, asynchronous discussion can be in the form of a blog or even in a video blog. A topic of great importance is discussed by the bloggers who can be the teacher or any of the class members. Since it is openly accessible, anyone from the class once informed about it can respond or comment on it, and which can also be responded to by the other blogger. The process creates a thread. This is like an actual face-to-face discussion or an online chat, but the response and comments posted may take a short while. Nevertheless, revisiting the forum or the blog is needed to read the reaction of others. Therefore, just remember that synchronous happens at the same time, and asynchronous doesn't happen at the same time. With synchronous learning, participants can receive immediate feedback. With asynchronous learning, the participants can learn at their own pace.
One, I was assigned to discuss about the blended learning and the different kinds of blended learning. So let us start with knowing what is blended learning. Blended learning is another way of handling flexible learning by combining modalities of instructional delivery, and it is a combination of learning activities wherein a part of the lesson is delivered online while the other part is handled in actual physical setting of a classroom. Blended learning requires the presence of both the teacher and the students. It is also known as technology mediated instruction, web enhanced instruction, or mixed mode instruction. It is an approach to education that combines online educational materials and opportunities for interaction online with physical place based classroom methods. Like, for example, there are certain times that the teacher gives the discussion in a face to face setting, and the task that was supposed to be finished in that classroom wasn't able to finish. So, probably the teacher would give instructions to complete the task, and it would be continued through online components of the course outside the classroom. The term blended learning is generally applied to the practice of using both online and face to face learning experiences when teaching students. That is the concept of blended learning. Now, I am going to discuss to all of you the different kinds of blended learning. First, we have the face to face driver. In the face to face model, the teacher delivers the curriculum most of the time and utilizes online learning at certain times with the purpose to augment or provide an alternative experience. Instruction is provided in a computer laboratory or assigned tasks are uploaded online. This model is the closest to a typical school structure. It is decided on a case-by-case basis, which means only certain students in a given class will participate in any form of blended learning to complete the course. It allows students who are struggling or working above their grade level to process on their own pace using technology in the classroom. For example, if a student is struggling in the given task or the student wasn't able to understand a part of the discussion, then the student will be given a remedial assignment with the help of technology to complete the task given by the teacher. That is the concept of face-to-face model. The second one, we have the rotation. In a particular course or subject, students rotate on a fixed schedule. This means that the students rotate between different stations on a fixed schedule, either working online or spending face-to-face time with the teacher. The third one, we have the flex. Flex is primarily delivered online. Teachers are on-site support and it is self-guided, which means students independently learn and practice new concepts in the digital environment. Teachers may give the materials for the activities, but we as the students must read, understand, and answer the following evaluation on our own without the assistance of a teacher. Course participants may work on their task at any convenient time as long as it is within the confines of the course duration. The fourth one, we have the online lab. The online lab model uses an online platform in delivering the course but located in a physical classroom or computer laboratory. This is available for students who want to complete their course. The students who are in the online lab learn entirely online, but they're going to travel into a dedicated computer lab. Yet, the students under this type of blended learning are guided by not trained teachers, but they can still enroll in the traditional classroom sessions at the same time, but they're going to have the block schedule in which they may have longer hours of class sessions compared to the regular students. The fifth one, we have the self-blend. The self-blend from the word itself, self, That means yourself. You will be the one to decide if you want to take advanced courses that are not covered by the course catalog and the traditional course that you have chosen. Then you can have this type of learning to advance your studies that would be guided by professional teachers offers from the school. It is the opposite to the online lab that facilitate by not trained teachers. You will be the one to decide if you want to add subjects or another course in that specific year level of schooling. The self-blend model is a system provided by the school where the students can choose the courses they would like to have in addition to their typical brick and mortar classroom classes. The last one we have the online driver. The online drive-in model utilizes a platform and a teacher that delivers all curricula. Students remotely work on their program most of the time. An example of this is the educational system that we are using in the current situation. In the Google Classroom, teachers post announcements and materials for the activities, and then we, the students, have to read, understand, and answer the following questions depending on when we would answer the following evaluations, considering the deadline of the submission. And if ever there would be a face-to-face class, there would be an activities that needs the physical presence of the students, then the school will have to schedule a face-to-face class, and the students must show their presence in the school, as it would be part of the responsibility of the students to be in school when there will be a schedule. So that was the 6 kinds of blended learning. And the next topic would be about networking that would be discussed by Ms. Hamisola.
For this session, I am going to talk about networking. What is networking? Networking is the exchange of information and ideas among people with common professions or special interests, usually in an informal social setting. Networking is always beneficial to us, and it is important since it includes a better reputation, increased visibility, a stronger support network, improved business growth, and more impactful connections. Websites and apps called social networks let people and organizations connect, communicate, share information, and build relationships with one another. People can connect with people who live in the same area, their families, with friends, and with people who share their interests. One of the most important uses of internet today is social networking. People can maintain social connections, stay informed, access, and share a wealth of information on popular social networking sites like Facebook, Yelp, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and many more. Marketers can also reach their intended audiences through these websites. How is social networking carried out, or how does it work? Having connections in both the real and digital worlds is what's meant by the term social networking. This term is mostly used today to refer to social communications that take place online. People can now connect with people they might never have met otherwise thanks to the internet. An informal organization has a method for shaping an enduring association with different clients. Common names for these connections are friend or following the other user. They permit the clients to find different clients and structure networks of connections. A lot of the time, an algorithm will suggest other users and organizations that they might want to connect with. What is the purpose of networking? Social networking fulfills 4 objectives. These are sharing,
learning, interacting, and marketing. The first one is sharing. It is possible to connect remotely with geographically distant friends or family members and share updates, photos, and videos. Long range interpersonal connection likewise empowers people to meet others with comparable interests or to extend their ongoing informal communities. The second one is learning. Learning platforms like social networks are fantastic. Shoppers can immediately get the cat out of the bag, get refreshes in regards to loved ones, or find out what's going on locally. The third one is interacting. By removing the barriers of time and distance, social networking improves user interactions. With cloud-based video correspondence advances, for example, WhatsApp or Instagram Live. Individuals can talk eye to eye with anybody on the planet. And the last one is marketing. Organizations might take advantage of informal communication administrations to upgrade brand mindfulness with the stage clients. Further, develop client maintenance and change rates and advance brands and voice character. There are also different types of social networking, includes including social connections, professional connections, sharing of multimedia, news and informational, communication, and education. The following topic is the examples of social networking, which is to be discussed by Ms. Reyes.
And here are some of the popular social networking sites where one can create a personal account. Number one is Facebook. Facebook is one of the biggest social networking sites that a lot of people use to post their profile, blogs, pictures, videos, share their status updates, read news articles, and lastly, it is used to communicate with their friends and family. Number two is Twitter. Twitter is an online news and social networking site where people communicate in short messages called tweets. Tweeting is posting short messages for anyone who follows you on Twitter. Primary purpose is to connect people and allow people to share their thoughts with a big audience. Twitter allows users to discover stories regarding today's biggest news and events, follow people or companies that post content they enjoy consuming, or simply communicate with friends. Number three is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a social networking that focuses on professional networking and career development. You can use LinkedIn to display your resume, search for jobs, and enhance your professional reputation by posting updates and interacting with other people. But unlike other social networks, LinkedIn is a professional networking site designed to help people make business connections, share their experiences, and find jobs. It also offers things you won't find in other places, like a full featured career board where you can search for and apply for jobs. Number four is Google Plus. Google Plus, sometimes written as Google Plus or sometimes called as G Plus, was a social network owned and operated by Google. The network was launched on June 28, 2011, in an attempt to challenge other social networks linking other Google products like Google Drive, Blogger, and YouTube. The primary purpose of it is to increase the quality of its search engine result by enabling Google to factor in social clues to deliver search results. Number five is YouTube. YouTube is a free video sharing website that makes it easy to watch online videos. You can even create and upload your own videos to share with others. Originally created in 2005, YouTube is now one of the most popular sites on the web. For example, almost of all the video tutorials on our website are actually YouTube videos, and you can find all kinds of videos on YouTube, like adorable cats, quirky cooking demons, funny science lessons, quick fashion tips, and a whole lot more. YouTube also driven by two types of users. Number one, video creators. It is people who have channels and upload videos to those channels. Number two is the video viewers, where people who watch videos, interact with videos, and subscribe to channels. Number six is Instagram. Instagram is a popular social networking app with a focus on sharing photos and videos. It's been around since 2010 and has maintained a high level of popularity by adding innovative new features such as Instagram stories, shopping, Instagram reels, and more. Instagram is like a simplified version of Facebook with an emphasis on mobile use and visual sharing. Like other social networks, you interact with other users by following them, letting others follow you, commenting, liking, tagging, and private messaging. You can also save photos you see on Instagram. And lastly, Tumblr. Tumblr is a blogging platform with some social media style features and focuses on sharing art, photos, audio, videos, and other media. Tumblr is more like Blogger or Medium, more focused on creating a personal page. Tumblr posts can contain text, photos, video, audio, live stream content, and many more. Because of the focus on multimedia, Tumblr is often used by writers, artists, musicians, and other creatives to share their work. And that's all. Thank you.
We are now down to the benefits of social networking sites. Social networking sites can offer and provide us a lot of benefits. Somehow we can personally define its benefits because we have different ways of using these sites. We have different attitudes and approaches upon using them. What was being stated here are only a few of the most common benefits that most of you would agree with. Number one, getting connected to family and friends is now just a few clicks away. Number two, it provides opportunities for making friends with others who share similar interest and passion. Number three, they provide information can be easily accessed instantly at one's fingertips. Number four, support learning or augment educational activities. Number five, it gives platform for entertainment and fun. To sum up, Facebook application, for instance, is of great help for us to reach out to our friends and family. Aside from that, it has been used as a platform to reach a wider audience. Imagine billions of people around the world are using this particular app, this particular site. Given its reach, it opens opportunities for businesses to market their products and services around the world. In addition, it also becomes the platform to share and access local, regional, and national news that help us become more socially aware. We also have the YouTube app or the YouTube site that we are all familiar with. Aside from the entertainment, YouTube also offers educational videos that we can watch anytime and anywhere. Math tutorials, English tutorials, accounting tutorials are among them. If there are benefits, there are also dangers in using social networking sites. Everybody should be aware of this. One of them is addiction. When you become addicted, you'll forget your priorities. You'll become unproductive in your school tasks because you'll spend so much time on these sites. As users, you need to be careful and observe etiquette. You should have this discipline and initiative to refrain from watching inappropriate contents that are not suitable for you at your age. Also, do not let yourself be involved in the issue of cyberbullying. Be careful with your words and actions that you won't hurt anybody. When you're on social networking sites, you're surrounded by many people, so be extra careful, especially with your personal information. If things are confidential, then they should remain confidential. Relative to dangers in using social networking sites, know that you are responsible and accountable for your own safety. You can protect yourself away from dangers. That's why there is this safeguarding oneself when engaging in social networking sites. You need to understand and take precautionary measures to safeguard yourself in social networking websites. There are some measures you can do and follow. To sum up, one is to make sure that your password is strong, secure, and private. As long as possible, never share your accounts with anybody. Also, you should not forget to log out your account when you are using public devices. Especially in your e-library, many students can access the computers. That's one thing you should be responsible for before leaving the area. On the other hand, scams and frauds are becoming prevalent this time. Be careful in communicating, especially to those people who you are not familiar with. Always think and assess your decisions and ask for assistance for the things you don't know. Do not be afraid to ask. As Kuya Kim said, ligtas ang may alam. Let me read this last paragraph. Connecting with friends and having an active life on social networking websites have its rewards. However, when one is not taking precautionary steps, there is also imminent danger. I would like to emphasize this. When one is not taking precautionary steps, there is also imminent danger. It is more beneficial if you understand both its potential and its pitfalls. When used properly and in the right measure, it can bring more benefits. Only then can social networking sites lead to one's growth and ensure a productive social life. I hope you learned something from us. Thank you for listening. Good day.